What's going on, guys? Eric Carlson here from Alternative Energy, also known as Eric the SEO Guy. Today we're bringing here another video all about garage cooling. Garage cooling that works and the best garage cooling ideas. What is the best way to cool your garage? We've made a video on this before, but it seems like people are searching kind of in different ways here, which is kind of part of my job. Find the intent of the person searching and provide them results specifically tailored to them. So that's exactly what I'm here to do today. I'm here to search the internet with you and kind of show you what other people are saying are kind of some great garage cooling ideas, and then all of a sudden give you the actual best way to do it, which we know how to do it because we've been doing this for years, guys. You know, helping people cool their garage for an affordable rate. But we definitely want to take a look online here, and it seems like a lot of people are typing in garage cooling ideas. This is actually getting searched about 1,900 times per month, so that means a ton of people are trying to cool their garage. And it makes sense because a lot of people are trying to turn their garage into a workshop or some kind of studio, something they can actually work in. It's almost like a second office to an extent. So it makes sense why people want to cool their garage, and some of these ideas will give you some effective ways, but some are kind of just like, hey, throw a fan in there. Things you would just automatically assume, you know, it makes sense why they would, say that, but in some areas, that's just not going to be as effective. So if you're kind of searching a topic like that, you're going to search garage cooling ideas, or you'll eventually run into a phrase like this, garage cooling ideas, garage cooling that works, garage cooling systems. They all kind of lead to the same results. Google's pretty good at knowing what you're intended to find and kind of providing you with that result. So if we go here and type that in, you'll see the number one result is actually the best garage cooling ideas. You'll see I've already clicked on that because I got it up right here. These guys had a pretty good article that went over, the best way to cool your garage, and it's kind of like 9 ideas that, really anyone can do that are somewhat affordable. Some are, free to do, but some are going to actually cost you as well. So let's kind of take a look at their guide here, and we'll see what they're suggesting. They're talking about be smart when you use the garage for activities. So that makes sense. So, if you want to say, or actually use your garage at a comfortable time in the morning, or probably at night will probably be the best times, early morning it's saying. That makes sense, but then you kind of have to structure your day around when you're going to use your garage. And if you want to use it for an office, well, you're not really going to be able to use it for that long, or either you're going to have to use it way early in the morning and way later in the day. So, this is something free to do. You can absolutely just choose when to go in there, but most people would just assume that already. But you want to be able to go in there anytime and have a cool garage. So it makes sense. So they're talking about keep your garage air conditioned. Absolutely. We wholeheartedly agree with that. That's actually one of the steps of having an ultra cool garage, is be able to have an air conditioner in it. What you're going to run into, though, is you're going to be running that air conditioner all the time because you don't have wall insulation, ceiling, or door insulation. The air's just going to keep going there. We said it in our last video. Basically, you can have a ceiling fan. You can have all these different, a portable AC unit you can throw in there for sure. You can spend $200 on one of those things. It'll heat and cool it. But you're going to have something to keep that in there. Otherwise, it's going to be constantly running, and it's never really going to get that comfortable, and honestly, that AC kind of feels a little odd after running it for so long, and it doesn't ever really cool down. It just kind of leaves a kind of moisture in the air. But yeah, I would definitely, if you're going to do some kind of air conditioning, you need some kind of insulation, radiant barrier in the ceiling, or you're going to need garage door insulation to seal that garage door up. So that brings us to number 3, insulate your garage walls, ceiling, and door. Absolutely. We wholeheartedly agree. If you can't do the walls, that's absolutely fine, but insulating that ceiling, and not only insulating the ceiling, but using some type of radiant barrier in that garage's attic is ultra important to having a nice full garage cooling system, because that's literally what it is. That the radiant barrier will keep the heat out. The garage door insulation will kind of keep the cool air in and do a good job as well of keeping that heat out of the garage door. But we'll tell you a secret here in a little bit of what you can also do to that garage door to make it even more effective. So they're saying park your recently used vehicles outside. So basically not parking your vehicle in your garage what it's intended for, but if you're going to have your garage as an office, well, you're not using it what it's intended for anyway. So this makes total sense, but we already do this. A lot of people in Arizona, our garages are kind of smaller, so we already park outside anyways, unless you live in a really great neighborhood or your garage is just super huge, you really can't fit your car in there anyway. So we're already kind of parking outside, and honestly, the temperature difference, I'm not sure how much that's really going to make, but I mean, that's something free you can do, and absolutely park your car outside and you can use your garage. Totally a great idea. 5, install a garage ventilation system. Absolutely, yes. Some kind of garage fan that will recirculate that air in the actual attic. That's the best thing. That can actually work for your home too. You have an attic fan to recirculate that air, and it's supposed to keep the area down low cooler, because that heat's kind of getting out of there and it's replacing the air with cooler air. I get the thought behind it, and this can work. But if you're in Arizona, Nevada, like I said in our last video, this isn't going to be that effective, because, I mean, it's just way too hot. It's like 130 in a garage, and just having that air just kind of being circulated, it will help, but honestly, not going to get it cool enough to where you're in there, like, not focused on how hot it is, I know that's how I get. If it's too hot or too cold, I just can't concentrate. I need it to be a good temperature, so I want to have control of my temperature, especially if I'm in a garage. A fan is one of the most inexpensive garage cooling ideas available. Absolutely, that's exactly what I was saying. You could just throw a fan in there, but who hasn't thought of that? Like, did you really start searching garage cooling ideas and you were like, I never thought of putting just a box fan in my garage? Who would not have thought of that? Totally. But I mean, that would be common sense. That's where you would start, and then you would start searching ideas like this, because you're not searching ideas like this and then like, oh yeah, try a fan. Okay, that totally makes sense. You're going to need something much better if you're really in somewhere where it gets anywhere close to hot, or if it's summer, really almost anywhere you're at, you're going to need something additional more than just a fan. A ceiling fan can also help, but honestly, it's not really going to do the trick. Choose lighter colors for your garage door and exterior. I saw this on another article, actually, when we were doing the best ways to cool a garage, and they were suggesting different ways. This is a little bit kind of similar, but honestly, guys, I mean, are you really going to repaint your garage to, I mean, how much temperature difference are you really going to receive? They're not saying it here. So I would assume it's probably not a substantial amount that's going to give you enough to make a reason for you to actually paint that garage. I don't think you're going to get the savings out of it. Purchasing something else could be much more effective if you want to actually spend some money to be able to get this done, which I suggest. If you have a hobby, if you have your dream, whatever you're trying to do in that garage, is it important enough, or just spend a couple thousand to make it absolutely as comfortable as possible? Because you're going to spend hundreds here doing this little bit of stuff, getting a portable AC unit, doing all that. And if you're having to do it yourself, I mean, it's going to take a good amount of time, and it may or may not work depending on how you install this stuff. If you install the insulation incorrectly or too much, you could reverse the effects. So I mean, it makes sense to get a professional if you are going to choose some of these options, like the insulation or a garage air conditioner, aka garage mini split. So they're saying add a dehumidifier to your garage. This is a good option if you live in a place with humidity. You need that for this to work. Basically, it's pulling the humidity out of the air to help you cool it around you. But if you're in Arizona, you're going to have, I mean, what's the humidity levels in Arizona? Let's look it up, so I'm not sitting here just lying to you or something. Humidity, 10%. Okay, now let's look up Florida. 80%. There you go, guys. So I mean, Google did that. That was not me. I didn't do anything special. Boom, they showed you right there. I just know that off the top of my head because we write about this consistently. You need humidity in the air for this to work. Arizona just simply doesn't have it. So if you're in Florida, this is an effective option. Get a dehumidifier, but still do some kind of insulation, do some kind of radiant barrier, and you'll have a nice cooling system, and you'll kind of save on the mini split portion of it, because this will kind of get you close to where you need to be. Unless you're someone who likes their temperature, I mean, spot on, then you are going to want some kind of mini split air conditioner, or maybe portable unit, but with insulation and all that. Eliminate garage clutter. That goes back to the same thing as having the car in there. I mean, honestly, the room in there is not going to make a total amount of difference, and if anything, you're cooling less space if you had more stuff in there. But so that could help, and I mean that would be a free option. Go clean up your garage, but after you do that and then go back in there when you're trying to work, it's still going to be hot. So honestly, the best way to cool your garage is to do a couple things that they were saying in their list, but most specifically, install garage attic insulation, aka garage radiant barrier. Install garage door insulation, just like they were suggesting. That's absolutely effective. But you're also going to want to install your garage AC unit, aka garage mini split. Those three all together make the absolute best garage cooling system out there. You can keep your garage absolutely as cool as you want to, and you're not going to continue running that mini split or heating unit, depending on how hot or cold it is wherever you're at, all the time. It's just going to constantly run electricity. If you don't have that attic insulation or door insulation, just keep that cool air in there. It's just going to constantly go away, especially in Arizona, and it's going to happen fast. I mean, that garage door heats up. You got to have something blocking that. And the only difference of what we would do here as well is we would put a radiant barrier on the garage door itself while installing the garage door insulation. Doing that, some kind of foam garage door insulation with a radiant barrier on the garage door, is super effective. And not only that, but we use the best radiant barrier in the world, which is SRX, Super Reflex Radiant Barrier. It's just built differently than most radiant barrier and can save homeowners, I'd say 10% more than a typical radiant barrier, even in the home. Honestly, these systems aren't that much of expensive. Professionally, you're looking at $500 for the garage attic insulation to $800 for a 2-car garage. For the garage door insulation, that's going to be even cheaper, only about $100 for professional installation of garage door insulation with the radiant barrier we were talking about, and $250 for a 2-car garage. And installing a garage air conditioning unit, that is going to be a little more pricey, but there are units that you can get. They're a little bit cheaper, but you're looking at spending, $2,500 for a 1-car garage, $3,000 for a 2, all the way to $4,000 for the really nicer units. But this is going to keep your garage ultra cool or hot, whichever way you want to go with it. A lot of these are cooling and heating units, so you can go either way you wanted to go with it. But honestly, spending a couple $1,000s to make sure you have absolutely, the coolest or the hottest garage that you want, that's priceless. The temperature absolutely matters. You're looking at probably, around $3,300 up to $4,300 for a double car garage on average. And these are prices that we would charge. We do these installations in Phoenix, all around Arizona. We've helped hundreds of people get their garages, ultra cool and effective. You can check out pictures we have online. We have reviews all across the board for our garage cooling installations. Definitely contact us if you're close to us and you need professional services. Even if you don't do the garage mini split and you go with some other kind of heating or cooling unit, the attic insulation or radiant barrier or the garage door insulation is absolutely necessary. You can do this DIY for sure. It's not going to cost you that much, honestly. Go online, type in radiant barrier foil. You can order that online. Go online and also type in garage mini split AC heating unit. There we go. And you can also go online and search garage door insulation. A lot of these things you'll be able to find at Home Depot or something like that. You just have to get the right type. You want to get the radiant barrier to do the job right. You're probably going to want to watch some videos. We'll eventually have a video where you can DIY this yourself. But you can find plenty of videos here online where you can knock this job out no problem. But just know that, everything DIY, it can be done, right. But you're going to want a professional to really knock this out of the park, and get up in that attic and put that radiant barrier all over that insulation. Trust me, guys, do it the right way the first time, but DIY this, save the money if you like, and, definitely let us know. Let us know in the comments if you DIY'd this and if this worked out for you. We would love to hear your stories. We'll maybe even put your story on our blog post and say, hey guys, this is how it's done. Check what these guys did. They did their whole system for less than, X amount of dollars. We would love to share that story with people. We're just trying to help people, save money on their installations, do things right the first time, and have the most comfortable garage possible, because we want you guys out there working, living your dreams. That's what we're doing ourselves. Our owner, is a dreamer himself. I'm a dreamer myself, you know. So we're out there for you guys, you know. Definitely keep pushing, keep making your studios, keep making your offices, keep doing your things to run your businesses. We love you guys. We're doing the same thing. And until the next video, guys, we'll see you later. Again, I'm Eric with Alternative Energy. Y'all have a great day.